Hello, my name is Carla Matias, and my presentation is titled The Role of Sour Flavors in Romanian Cuisine. In this presentation, I'll explain how sour flavors became such an important feature of Romanian cooking. We'll look at the historical and geographical reasons behind it, the specific foods where the sourness appears, and the cultural meaning these foods carry. By the end, we'll see that the sourness is not just from the flavor, it is tied to survival, identity, and everyday life in Romania. Romania is located in Eastern Europe, bordered by Hungary, Ukraine, Bulgaria, and Serbia. Because of this location, it has always been influenced by the surrounding cultures. One of the most important influences came from the Ottoman Turks, who brought in new spices, cooking methods, and preservation techniques. These influences blended with Romanians' own tradition and created unique food cultures. Romania has a very diverse land: the Carpathian Mountains, the Danube River, fertile plains, and a climate with four distinct seasons. Each of these environments shaped food differently. In the mountains, people relied on hardy foods to survive bitter winters. Along the Danube River, fertile farmlands supported crops, vegetables, and fish. And with four distinct seasons, people had to cook differently depending on the time of year. This constant change shaped how Romanians thought about food. Another key point is the winters. Romanian winters are long and harsh, and historically, this meant food preservation was not just helpful, but essential. Families couldn't rely on fresh produce for months, so they had to turn to pickling, fermenting, and storing foods. These methods, these methods ensured survival, but they also created the sour flavors that became a defining mark on Romanian cuisine. So geography and climate didn't just shape where people lived, they shaped how people ate, how they cooked, and even what flavors came to represent their culture. One of the most important foods that shows this is ciorba, a traditional Romanian sour soup. It's one of the best known dishes around Romania, and it is eaten almost daily in many households. The sour taste of ciorba usually comes from bor, a fermented wheat bran liquid that is unique to Romania. This bor is not the same as the beet soup called borș, which is the popular in other countries. Instead, it is the sour liquid itself, produced through fermentation, and it gives the soup its distinct tang. Sometimes vinegar or lemon can be used, but bor is considered the most authentic and traditional method. Ciorba is not reserved for holidays or celebration. It is a daily staple. Families eat it at home, restaurants serve it, and school cafeterias include it. This shows that sour flavors are not occasional in Romania. They are central to daily life. Sour flavors also appear in muraturi, which are pickled vegetables. These include cucumbers, cabbages, peppers, tomatoes, cauliflower, and much more. Pickling vegetables was a survival strategy. Families prepared jars of muraturi in autumn to last through the winter, when fresh food was unavailable. These jars provided nutrition, variety, and balance to winter diets. Muraturi was not just about taste, they represent survival. Without them, Romanian families would have faced much harsher winters. Over time, through muraturi also became cultural. They are still served today as side dishes, and they remain part of everyday meals. Even now, many families continue the tradition of preparing pickles each month. keeping alive a cultural practice that connects the present to the past. It helps to see that these three connect. Chorba is a sour soup eaten daily. Bor is the fermented liquid that makes it sour. Muraturi, which is the pickled vegetables served as side dishes. Together, these foods show three different ways sourness appears in Romanian cuisine: in soups, in liquid, and preserved vegetables. This variety makes sourness central across the cuisine. Sour flavors also carry meaning. Bread and soup together represents hospitality and warmth. Serving shorba to a guest is not just feeding them, it is a way of showing welcome. Sour flavors also symbolize resilience and adaptation. They come from methods of preservation that helped families survive winter and shortages. These flavors remind Romanians of the resourcefulness of their ancestors. Family and holidays often center these sour foods. Shorba might open to the meal, and muraturi almost always appear on the side. That makes them both everyday staples and festival traditions. Finally, sourness sets Romanian foods apart from neighbors. Hungarian cuisine is known for paprika, but Romanian food is marked by sourness. This will make sou- this what makes sour flavors a defining feature of identity. Not every region of Romania prepares sour food in the same way. In Moldavia, soups are almost always soured with bor. This is a defining feature of the region. In Transylvania, with Hungarian influences, the sour cream is often used instead of bor. This creates a different taste. And in the Danube Delta, where fishing is common, sour fish soup are made with lemon or vinegar. These examples show how flexible sourness is. Each region adapts it to local tradition, but across the country, sour flavors remains essential. Sour foods are not only for holidays or special occasions, they're a part of daily life. Shorba is eaten almost every day, especially at lunch. It is considered a basic comforting dish. Muraturi are side dishes that appear at family dinners, offering sourness alongside meats, beans, or potatoes, and preservation practices continue today. Families have prepared jars of pickles every autumn to ensure sour flavors throughout the year. This shows how sourness is not just an occasional taste of Romania, it is a constant present in daily meals and traditions. In conclusion, sour flavors are one of the most important features of Romanian cuisine. They reflect the geography and climate where long winters required food preservation. They reflect history with influence from the Ottoman Empire and neighboring cultures, and they reflect traditions of hospitality, resilience, and family life. Shora, bor, and maruturi are not only everyday staples, but also cultural symbols. They show how food can be practical and meaningful at the same time, connecting people to history and identity. What stands out the most is how these traditions continue in modern Romania. Sour soups are still eaten daily, pickled vegetables are still prepared each autumn, and the symbolism of bread and soup as hospitality is still alive. Sourness is not just a flavor of the past, it remains central in Romanian kitchens today. In a world where many cuisines are defined by spices, sweetness, or heat, Romania is unique for the way it highlights sourness. This gives Romanian food a clear identity, shaped by the country's geography, history, and traditions. Finally, studying Romanian sour flavors remind us of the powers of food itself. Flavors are more than just tastes we enjoy. They are reflections of survival, adaptations, and cultural values. In Romania, Saranus tells a story of endurance, community, and resilience that continues to shape the culture every day. Thank you for listening.